So, what's the difference between strong and weak anticipation? Well, imagine you're planning a vacation. Strong anticipation would be like saying, I want to go to Cabo San Lucas, lay on the beach, and have a margarita. The request is so specific, you can practically feel the drink in your hand and hear the waves washing across the sand. Where was I? Weak anticipation would be more like saying, I want to go somewhere warm and by the water. The weak version allows for more possibilities. Perhaps you'll end up in Hawaii or the Bahamas instead of Cabo, but at least you can still lie on the beach and enjoy a nice drink with an umbrella in it. The important part is that, even with weak anticipation, you know not to waste time researching excursions up to Mount Everest or voyages to Antarctica. In other words, weak anticipation is about identifying a general direction rather than a particular destination. While this may lack the precision of strong anticipation, it's no less potent a strategy.
Consider this argument. My neighbor's dog loves digging up flowers. This morning, I found my freshly planted tulips all dug up. So, my neighbor's dog must be responsible. As I'm sure you've reasoned using your highly developed LSAT skills, this argument is hardly airtight. There could be a ton of other explanations for what happened to my tulips. They could have been pulled up by a rogue wave of flower-digging rabbits. My niece could have ripped them out with her new remote-controlled excavator. Or maybe aliens descended from the sky and needed some dirt for their Soils of the Solar System collection.
For a weaken question, each of these alternatives would serve as a strong anticipation, a specific explanation that would weaken my charge against the neighbor's dog. But what if we anticipate the correct answer mentioning the aliens and it mentions the rabbits instead? We could end up skipping past the correct answer and getting frustrated when none of the choices mention aliens. That's where weak anticipation comes in. Instead of coming up with a specific solution to the question, we anticipate a general idea. For weakened questions, as well as strengthened questions, we want a broad sense of what the correct answer will do, rather than exactly what it will say. In the case of the tulip example, we'd anticipate a choice that provides some alternative explanation for the tulip mystery. For strengthened and weakened questions in general, we typically anticipate any fact that will make the conclusion more or less likely to follow from the given premises. Weak anticipation is most useful for the operation family questions, including strengthen, weaken, resolve and explain, crux, and necessary. Questions that can all be answered in many different ways. If there's one exception to this rule, it's sufficient questions, especially ones with a clear logical gap that needs to be bridged. Those are often ripe for strong anticipation. Parallel and parallel fall questions, both from the characterization family, also tend to benefit from weak anticipation. Due to their structural nature, we can anticipate several features of the correct answer, perhaps the use of conditional statements, a predictive conclusion, or a choice between two options. However, because the correct answer can shift the focus to practically any subject matter, even the world's most noted psychics may have trouble predicting an answer choice word for word. Instead, for these question types, it's best to weakly anticipate how the argument will be structured and look for a choice that matches that broad structure, no matter what topic it is. Weak anticipation requires flexibility and a willingness to adapt. We're preparing our minds to make connections on the fly, finding the choice that performs the specific task we anticipate.